Okay. Con
Hello.
thế nào? Con thế nào?
Uh, you learn some Vietnamese.
A little. A little.
It's amazing how fast you learn.
No, no, very slow. Too slow. Too slow.
No,
I just learned some words.
like I saw some people have to learn about a few months to just to get a few words in, but you learn fast.
Thank you. Come earn. Come earn. Okay. And Kian. Chào con Kian.
Hello, teacher.
Okay. How are you feeling, Kian? I was
I'm not
I was
good.
I was sorry to read your email about your thumb. Is it feeling any better this morning?
I think I feel better. I need at least a week. I
I
don't
think
know.
so. At least a week. I think so. Have you bandaged it? Have you? Or here they call it you tape it up to stop it moving.
Uh, no, I find it quite hot, and
Okay.
uncomfortable, so I
Yeah.
take it off.
I don't want you to hurt it anymore. But sounds very painful. Sounds very painful. But of course, because you are young, so hopefully it will heal very fast. I hope. I hope,
I
Kian.
hope so.
Hope so. Yeah. Okay. Who else is here? Feng Ni. Xin chào, Feng Ni.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Good. So, Feng Ni, can you stay for a little bit at the end of the lesson? I
Right.
will talk to you about your test.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And so I've got Feng Ni, Nok Ha,
Hi.
Chào con Nok Ha,
Hi.
Con thế nào?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Good. Okay. Jawi.
Hello, Mr. Hello,
How are you,
Mr. Rick.
Jawi?
Yeah,
How are you,
yes, I'm
Jawi?
fine.
Good. Okay. So I have and Viet Ang. Xin chào, Viet Ang.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Viet Ang?
I'm good.
Good. Okay. Can everyone turn their cameras on, please? Thank you. Okay, Viet Ang, I can see you. Phùng Ni, I can see you. Thank you. Zhao Wei. Kian, I can see you. Good. And Nok Ha. Excellent. Okay. So thank you for being on time, everyone. We will start the lesson now. Not going to wait for anyone else to join. If they come late, that is their problem. Bao Ling. Bao Ling. Chào con. Chào con, Bao Ling.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Bao Ling?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Good to see you all. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to go through with you very shortly the mock test that Mrs. Ha gave you, writing task 2. Remember last week we did writing task 1. I want to go through writing task 2 and show you how to improve. Okay, then we're going to go on to another writing task 2 question. We will discuss it first, and then I will get you to start writing. And while you were writing, I will look at what you wrote last week with each of you individually. Okay, so while we are doing that, I will also come to each of you individually just to make sure you are on the right track. And same as what we've done the last couple of weeks, I will do the speaking test with 3 of you. So, Feng Ni, I will get you to do the speaking test today with me, okay?
Yes.
Okay, and who else? Who hasn't done it? Who hasn't done it? Michael, Zhao Wei, Tu and Son. Chào con, Tu and Son.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, welcome to class, Tu and Son. Okay, and Bao Ling.
Yes.
How are you, Bao Ling?
Yeah, I'm good, but I'm a little busy now.
Okay. Fung Ling, chào con.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Fung Ling?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Okay, Fung Ling, would you like to do the speaking test today?
Yes, I will do it.
Okay, good. So that is Fung Ni, Fung Ling, and who else? And Nok Ha. Okay? You are okay to do the speaking test, Nok Ha?
Yes.
Okay. So today I will do Fung Ling, Fung Ni, and Nok Ha. Make a note of that. Okay, everyone, let's get started. As always, if you have any questions, please ask me anytime. So what we're going to do today, first of all, is we're going to look at the writing task 2, mock test that you did a few weeks ago now. So you might remember this was the question. This was the question. Bao Ming, can you read the question for me, please?
Yeah, people have to spend more and more time traveling between their homes to the place of work or study. What are the reasons for that? How can we solve this problem?
Very good. And Bao Ming, what type of question is this?
Problem and solution.
Correct. It's a problem and solution. It is also a double question, of course. You can see there are two questions, but it's really a problem and solution. A problem and solution is what it is because obviously it talks about a problem. So you need to use the structure for a problem and solution question. Okay, so some people had problems coming up with reasons. So here are some reasons and some solutions. Okay, here are some reasons and some solutions. I will go quite quickly through these because I want to get you to start writing today as soon as possible. So I will go quickly through these for you. First of all, though, I'll just turn on the fan of my laptop, which is already overheating. For some reason, it gets very hot when I'm doing these classes. The laptop does. Okay, so here are the reasons. Here are 4 reasons why people are spending more and more time traveling. Okay, Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Kian, can you read number 1, please? Just the first part, the first sentence.
Urbanizations and population density.
Good. Okay, thank you, Kian. So you will notice here I am using much more formal words. I'm trying to teach you more formal words as we do this. These are the sort of words, by the way, that you should use if you want to get a score of 9. These are the kind of words you should use. So if you are not familiar with any of these words, write them down and maybe you can look them up later. I will explain them to you now, but if you write them down, maybe you can learn to add them to your vocabulary, which will be very handy if you want to get a score of around 8 or 9. Urbanization, everyone, urbanization just means that cities are becoming bigger. Urbanization just means there are more and more houses being built, more and more shops, more and more offices. That's what urbanization means. Urbanization just means the city is getting more crowded with buildings. Okay, and because the city is getting more crowded with buildings, of course, there are more people coming. Population density is a very formal way of saying it's becoming more crowded with people. Population and people mean the same, of course. They are synonyms. Density, if something is dense, it's just becoming more and more crowded or more and more heavy. Okay, so one reason for why people are taking much longer to get to work and school is because cities are getting bigger, the buildings are getting bigger. It means more buildings, and there are more people, of course. Okay, so that is reason number one. Reason number two, Feng Ni.
Yes.
Just read the first two words, please.
It's traffic congestion.
Good pronunciation. Congestion, everyone, is a formal word meaning crowded. Again, it's a good word. It's a good word to use instead of traffic jam. Okay, traffic jam, a little bit informal. Congestion is the more formal way of saying the traffic is getting very busy. Congestion, by the way, just means something that is crowded. Okay, so traffic congestion just means more cars. All right, so that's another reason why it takes you longer to go to school in the morning. The traffic congestion. There are more cars, more motorcycles. Number three, knock ha.
Housing affordability.
Good. I'll just get you to pronounce this word again, please. Knock ha. Affordability. Good. Affordability means how expensive is something. Can you afford it? Affordability is an adjective. Okay, just describes how cheap or how expensive something is. So, of course, the bigger cities get, usually houses in the middle of the city are the most expensive. Not always, but usually, which means that people who want to buy more affordable houses have to live further and further outside the city. Okay, which means, of course, takes people longer to go to work or school if they have to go to work or school in the middle of the city. So housing affordability is another reason why people spend more time traveling, because to get a cheaper house, not everyone can afford an expensive house. To get a cheaper house, you have to live further away from the center of the city. I hope that makes sense so far. And the fourth reason I have come up with, Zhao Wei.
Yes.
Okay, can you please read number 4, please? Just the first line.
Job opportunity and education center.
Okay, good. So what I mean by this is that a lot of jobs and a lot of schools and universities are often in specific parts of the city, certain parts of the city. So it means that if you are going to a certain job or a certain university, you might have to travel a long way to a certain part of the city to go to the place where you want to study or where you want to work. So everyone, these are 4 reasons why people are spending more time traveling. Okay, to summarize, the city is getting bigger. Okay, there are more people in the city. Because there are more people in the city, there are more cars. Okay, it takes longer to drive on the road. Because there are more houses, okay, houses in the center of the city become more expensive. If you want to live in a house that is more affordable, you might have to live a long way from the middle of the city. And finally, because some jobs and some universities or schools are only in certain parts of the city, you might have to travel a long way to get there. So those are the reasons. Okay, these are the solutions. All right, the solutions. These would answer this part of the question, okay? How do we solve this problem? Here I have here 6 solutions. Again, I'll go very quickly through them. Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, number 1, please. Can you just read the first sentence?
Investment in public transportation.
Good. Investment. That's all. Thank you, Viet Ang. Investment in public transportation. Investment means to put money into more buses, trains, that kind of thing. Okay, so that means if there are more buses and trains, there will be less cars on the road. Okay, very obvious solution. So the more money that the government can invest or put into public transport, okay, that will help keep some cars off the road. Next one, number 2, Tu and Son.
Flexible work arrangement.
Good. Flexible work arrangements. To be flexible means that you are happy to change. You are happy to change. Okay. So in this case, flexible work arrangements means you might start work or school earlier, or you might start work or school later and then finish later or finish earlier if you start early. So having flexible work arrangements means not everyone goes to work or school at exactly the same time. Maybe some people start school at 7:30. Some other people might start school at 9 a.m., okay, but they will finish later. So having a flexible work schedule means not everyone is on the road at the same time. If people can start work or start school at different times, not everyone has to go at exactly the same time. So there are less people on the road at peak time. Okay, next one. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Number 3, please.
Mixed use development.
Good. Mixed use development. This just means maybe the government can look at putting schools, universities, and offices in all different parts of the city. Okay, so not everyone has to go to the center of the city to work. Okay, maybe they can go to other parts of the city. So it will spread everyone out around the city. So not everyone at 7 a.m. in the morning is going to the center of the city. Some people can go to other parts of the city to work. And this is where the government has a part to play. Again, I'll go quickly through these. I will read them. Next one is affordable housing. Affordable housing. Maybe the government can make houses closer to workplaces a little bit cheaper. All right, a little bit cheaper. Maybe the government can help with this. Number 5, traffic management strategies. Remember, strategy is a synonym for plan. If you have a good plan to manage traffic, okay, for example, bus lanes in many cities, such as the one where I live in, there are lanes on the road only the bus can go on. Means people who catch the bus can actually get to work or their school faster. So that encourages people to use the bus, use public transport, because it's faster than a car. So the government has to think of ideas how to make the traffic move faster. And the last one is promotion of active transportation. It means to think of ideas to get maybe people out of cars, make it easier for people to walk or use their bike or use their motorcycle. All right, so these are 6 possible solutions to helping people going to work and school in the morning, helping make it less crowded. So that is just to give you some ideas of the sort of reasons and solutions you can use for this essay. And remember, you only need 1 or 2 of each one. So now, looking at the Band 9 model answer. Okay, so the first thing we start off with, of course, is a paraphrase. A paraphrase. So you can see, I hope, the words and phrases that I have used to paraphrase this. Remember, the first sentence in any essay is always a paraphrase of this. Okay, so instead of saying more and instead of talking about traveling, what phrase, Feng Ling, what phrase have I used instead of traveling? What phrase?
Commute between home and workplace.
Sorry, Feng Ling?
Commute between home and
yes,
workplace.
commute. Good. Thank you, Feng Ling. I've used the word commute Okay, commute instead of traveling. Commute is a synonym for traveling. Commute, by the way, a very common phrase to talk about when people every day go to work or school. Okay, they are commuting. You commute every day from work to school. You travel. But the word that is very commonly used is commute. Commute. And if you go somewhere every day, you are a commuter. A commuter, someone who travels every day to work or school. All right. Instead of saying place of work or study, Bao Ming. Bao Ming.
Yep. I mean,
Okay. Bao Ming, what have I said instead of place of work or study? This phrase here, what have I replaced it with?
workplace or educational institution.
Correct. Okay. So I've turned place of work into workplace. Okay. That's a very common synonym. And instead of place of study, I've said educational institution. A very formal phrase. But again, the sort of phrase you have to use if you want to get a score of 9. Okay, so instead, a school, by the way, is an educational institution. It's an institution where you go to get educated. A university is an educational institution. Okay, very formal way of describing it. So you can see that's what I have turned these two words into. I've used these synonyms. Okay, instead of saying spend more and more time, Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, instead of saying spend more and more time, what have I said in my paraphrase?
Increasingly time consuming.
Correct. Thank you, Kian. Exactly right. Increasingly means more. Time consuming just means it takes more time. Okay, so that is my paraphrase. And the last one, instead of saying people, Feng Ni, here, instead of saying people, what synonym have I used? Okay, looking at my paraphrase, Feng Ni, what synonym have I used instead of people?
People, the synonym is many individuals.
Correct, many individuals, okay? Individuals means the same as people. Individuals is a direct synonym for people. We are all individuals, but together we are people. Okay, so again, for those of you who have trouble doing the paraphrase, you can see what I have done. I haven't really changed the order of words at all, only a little bit. I've just used synonyms. Okay, so commute instead of traveling. Okay, workplace instead of place of work. Educational institution instead of place of study. Now, a lot of you didn't get this part right. Remember in the introduction, okay, you must say one reason and one solution. Okay, many of you in your essays said something like, this essay will explore the reasons why and some solutions to this problem, which is okay, but if you want to get a high score, it is better to do it this way, because of course your essay is going to look at the reasons for this problem and some solution. So you don't need to say that. You don't need to waste time writing that. So it's better in your introduction, okay, to give a summary of what you think the problem is and a summary of what you think a solution is. So you can see what my, summary of problem is. Okay, I say the problem is caused by several factors. Factors is just a formal word meaning things or reasons, okay, including population growth and traffic congestion. Remember this word here, congestion, just means something that is busy. You can have people congestion too, by the way. Okay, so traffic congestion just means a lot of traffic. And the solutions include better city planning, okay, and better public transport. All right, so I hope this makes sense to everyone. First sentence, paraphrase. Paraphrase the thesis statement, which is this. The next two sentences, I answer these questions. What is the reason for this? Okay, here are two reasons. Okay, what is the solutions for this? Here are two solutions. Okay, I do not say this essay will discuss what the problems and solutions are. I say what the problems and solutions are. If you want to get a higher score, that is a much better way of doing it, I think. Not hard. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Please, if you don't understand how the structure works, please ask me later if you like. Okay, it's important you get the structure correct. As I think Mrs. Ha was telling you last week, structure is worth about 25%, 25% of the score. So if you can get the structure correct, okay, already you have 25% of the marks. Structure, by the way, is much easier to get correct than learning new vocabulary. The structure is easy to learn. All of you can do the structure for this if you practice it a little bit. And it doesn't take long to learn. Okay, so again, I will emphasize to you, paraphrase is the first sentence. Okay, we're looking at the introduction, remember? Second sentence of your introduction, in this case, is a reason or two reasons. Third sentence of your introduction is solutions or a solution. Okay, which leads me to body paragraph number 1. Okay, all I have done is rewrite this. Okay, all right. So as cities grow and urban areas expand, remember urban is just a synonym for city. Just a synonym, but instead of saying as cities grow and cities expand, I've just chosen a synonym. It's better, rather than say cities twice. Okay, urban is another word for city area. Urban is the opposite of country. All right, so all I've done is say here, okay, what I think my first problem is, okay, which basically is more people living a long way outside the city center, far away from where they work or study. Okay, then 2 explanation sentences, only need 2. Okay, so if you live long way away from your school, obviously it's going to take you longer to get there from your house. Okay, all right, and if many people are doing that, there's going to be more traffic on the roads. Very simple. All right, and then of course the last sentence always in my body paragraph is an example. I think I've told you before, it's probably best, I have read this somewhere, not to use a personal example. For some reason, the Ielts don't like it these days. I'm not sure why, but I have read this. So I have used an example, just a general example. Okay, so I have made this one up. Remember, okay, you can make examples up. Doesn't have to be true. The examiner doesn't care as long as the English is correct. All right. So I've talked about the 5-kilometer journey from Bading to the nearest high school. I don't know if that's true or not, but doesn't matter. I'm just using it as an example that maybe it would take students 30 minutes each way, okay, meaning they waste an hour every day traveling. Okay, so body paragraph number 1. All right. The problem. 2 explanation sentences. Okay, what does the problem cause? And then an example of the problem. Then the next body paragraph. Okay, I have the solution, because this is a problem solution essay, of course. So first body paragraph has to be about the problem, second body paragraph about the solution. Okay, so I've got a couple of solutions here. All right, In fact, I've got one solution here, okay? Better city planning is my solution, where not all offices and not all educational facilities, another word for institutions or schools, are built close to each other. If you spread them out around the city, okay, means people aren't always going to the same place at the same time. So again, I have my two explanations and I have my example. And this time, instead of saying, for example, I've said, for instance. And my example is, and again, I've made this up, a better bus service between Barding and school would encourage more students to use public transport, meaning less motorcycles on the road. Okay, that is my example of how a solution could work. Then all your conclusion is, okay, is just a summary of your introduction. Okay, that's all you need to do, and just two sentences. Now, this, of course, is what you need to spend your first 7 or 8 minutes planning. So for this sort of essay, the things you need to plan, you don't need to plan the paraphrase. You can just do the paraphrase when you start to write the essay. But you do need to plan what your problem might be, have to think about that, and what your solution might be, and what your examples might be. Okay, so that is the planning you do for this sort of essay. You plan what problem am I going to talk about? You plan what solution am I going to think about, and what examples am I going to give for each? Are there any questions about that? Okay, so again, this is how to write the answer to a problem solution essay. As always, introduction. Introduction includes a paraphrase, okay, of the thesis statement, and then you have your problem in one sentence, your solution in the next sentence. Body paragraph number 1 of a problem solution essay is all about the problem. Body paragraph number 2 of a problem solution essay is all about the solution. And the last paragraph always is a conclusion. Always 4 paragraphs for any essay. 4 paragraphs is all you need. And I am repeating this over and over again because, like I say, you need to know the structure. The structure is easy to learn. The structure is worth 25%. That's why I'm spending time making sure you know this. Are there any questions before we move on to today's topic? Okay, everyone. Actually, I just want to check something. Okay, so this is today's topic. All right, this is today's topic. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, can you please read today's topic for me?
As most people spend a major part of their adult life at work, job satisfaction is an important element of individual well-being. What factors contribute to job satisfaction? How realistic is the expectation of job satisfaction for our workers?
Okay, good reading. Thank you, Feng Ling. So, Feng Ling, what type of essay is this?
I think it's a double question.
It is. Thank you, Feng Ling. This is a double question essay. Okay, double question. Very easy to work it out, okay? There are 2 questions here. So it's a double question essay, and you know, and there is no mention of the word problem or solution in here. So you know it is not a problem and solution essay. It is a double question essay. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Because this is a double question essay. Your first body paragraph, Bao Ling, what is it going to talk about? Your first body paragraph.
I think it is the first question.
Yeah, which is?
Like, you answer the first question.
Yeah, can you read it for me,
Can you hear
please,
me?
Bao Ling? Yeah, can you read it for me, please?
Yes. As most people spend a major part of their
Uh-huh.
adult
So
life
just, sorry,
as
read
work.
the first question. Sorry, Bao Ling, read the first question.
That is, what factors contribute to your satisfaction?
Correct. Okay, everyone. So this is the first question. So body paragraph number 1 is going to be about this. All right. Structure for these essays, very simple. To and son.
Yes.
What is body paragraph number 2 going to be about in this essay?
Detail paragraph.
Body paragraph number 2. What is
Sure.
it going to be about in this essay? This should be easy for you now, everyone. You should know this straight away. Not sure, Tuan Son? Viet Ang. Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, for this essay, what will body paragraph number 2 be about?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Xiaowei,
Yes.
what will body paragraph 2 be about in this
The
essay?
paragraph 2 is about how realistic is the expectation of job satisfaction of all workers.
Okay, is correct. Thank you, Xiaowei. Okay, so Tuan Son, Viet Ang, and anyone else who is not sure about this. This is a double question essay. Okay, a double question essay. The first body paragraph is always about the first question. Okay, the second body paragraph is always about the second question. All right, very simple, but you must understand this straight away. Because remember, you only have 7 or 8 minutes to plan these essays if this was a test. So straight away, you must recognize what type of essay it is and what the different body paragraphs are going to be about. All right. Then you have the rest of your 7 or 8 minutes to think of some ideas to answer these questions. Okay, so this is very formal. Okay, some of the words in this essay. Job satisfaction, all right, is one of the key words in this thesis statement. Job satisfaction. Nok ha, nok ha.
Yes.
What does job satisfaction mean? What does that mean to you?
It's like the way you're satisfied with your job,
Correct.
like about salary,
Correct. Very good.
place.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Noka. Job satisfaction just means the sort of things about your job that make you feel good or happy. Okay, that is what job satisfaction is. All right. It says here important element. Element is a synonym for part, an important part of individual well-being. Okay, again, another very formal term. Feng Ni.
Yes.
What does individual well-being mean? If you see this in an essay, what is it talking about? Individual well-being.
I think it's I understand, but I don't know how to explain this one.
Okay, all right. Because obviously, everyone, if you don't understand the thesis statement, very hard to answer the essay. So you have to be able to understand. Kian. Kian. Kian, oi. Bao Ming.
Yes.
Hello.
So, Bao Ming. Individual well-being. What does that actually mean?
So like each person,
Mm-hmm.
is that all? Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you. We lost you for a moment. What does it mean, Bao Ming?
The individual being is like that one person,
Yeah, it's about
each
one.
person
Yeah, about one person being what? One person being what? Bao
being
Ming?
good, being good.
Being happy,
Oh,
everyone.
happy.
Happy, well-being, okay? Well-being means that you feel happy or well in yourself, okay? So what this is saying is that being happy at work, job satisfaction, or in your case, school satisfaction, okay, if
Teacher,
you're happy at school,
yes.
okay, is an important part of making you feel happy overall. Okay, so if you are happy at your job or you are happy at your school or study, that's an important part of making you feel happy about your life. Individual well-being, okay, just means you personally feeling happy about your life. All right, that is what this thesis statement means. As most people spend a lot of their life at work, being happy at work is an important part of helping you lead a happy life. Does that make sense, Kian? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good, Kian. So,
My microphone was not working. Yeah,
okay, all right, it's working now. Thank you, Kian.
yeah, I made them working.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Kian. So, things I've got you there, Kian, can you give me, okay, so then, as we have discussed, factors that contribute, okay, that are a part of job satisfaction. What would be one, Kian? If you have a job, what is one thing that would make you feel happy about that job?
Maybe about wage.
Correct. Okay, the wage or salary, how much money you get for that job, okay, can make you feel happy. All right. If you have a job and it is very poorly paid, usually you won't feel very happy. Okay, so salary or wage is one factor that contributes to job satisfaction. Feng Ling, can you give me another one, please? Feng Ling. All right, so we've already had money. Money is a factor that contributes
I
to job
see.
satisfaction. What else?
Time, time for for themselves out of work.
So, sorry, Feng Ling, it's a little bit hard to hear you. Can you tell me again, please?
I think it's time for out of work. Time out of work.
Time for you, did you say?
Yes, time for themselves out of work and then so
Ah,
they do.
okay. All right. So in other words, you're saying you don't want a job that takes up too much time. Is that what you mean?
No, I mean it's like um uh mm, mm, uh it's like time for doing something that for mm,
What? While you're doing the job? You mean time? Probably not many jobs. Not many jobs work like that, I don't think. Okay.
yeah, I think.
So I think we will go with the reason that I suggested. So another factor that can contribute to job satisfaction is how long you have to do it each day. Okay, Feng Ling. So for example, say if you had to go to a job, okay, from 7 a.m. in the morning until 11 p.m. at night. Okay, very long time. So you probably wouldn't feel very satisfied, would you?
Yes.
Okay, if you had to start work every day at 7 a.m. and you didn't finish till 11 p.m., okay, means you have no time to do anything else in your life.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so another factor that contributes to job satisfaction is the hours. How many hours do you have to work at this job? Okay, so money might be one factor. Okay, do you get paid enough for this job? Two, do you have to work too many hours? If you have to work too many hours, you won't be very satisfied with the job. All right, and maybe one more. Tu and son.
Yes.
Can you give me another factor, please, that contributes to job satisfaction? So we've had one, money. Two, how many hours do you have to work? What would be another one?
8 hours.
Yeah, what would be another factor that would make you feel happy about a job?
Work with the friend at the company.
Sorry, Tu and son, can you say that again?
When we go to the company, we will make
Yeah.
new friends.
Make new friends. Okay, good. Okay, so something that would make you feel happy about the job is that you are friends with your workmates. Is that right? Is that what you were saying, Tu and son?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. Yeah, that is another factor. Okay, so there we are, everyone. We have three factors. So all of you, because you're going to be writing about this in a moment, all of you, you have three factors already. Okay, don't need to write about all three. So again, just to remind you, three factors that can contribute to job satisfaction. There are more than three, by the way. There are more, but these are three good ones. One is the amount of money you get. Two is how many hours do you have to work at this job? And three, are you good friends with your colleagues, with your workmates? Okay, if you go to work and you don't like anyone there, okay, you won't feel very happy about going to work if you don't like the people you work with. So they are three factors that contribute to job satisfaction. Okay, now that is body paragraph 1, which follows the introduction, of course. Now looking at body paragraph number 2, which is paragraph 3 in the essay. How realistic is the expectation of job satisfaction for all workers? Bao Ling.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think? Can you give me an answer to this question? So how realistic, okay, is it that everyone will feel happy with their job?
They don't.
They don't, okay? And why is that? Okay, so not everyone feels happy with their job. Okay, good, that is correct. Why might someone not be happy with their job?
Some of the jobs is that like they don't like it because they just want to earn money, so they just work as wouldn't be with that job.
Okay, good, Baoling. So what you are saying is, all right, some people, they're never going to be happy with their job because they are just doing it for the money, but the work they are doing, they don't like. Is that what you're saying, Baoling?
Yes.
Okay, good. So maybe for a good example could be, actually, Baoling, give me an example. Can you give me an example of a job that would be like this for you?
Like the office workers don't like their job at the office. They want to do like all the job, but they don't have any other job to do, so they just stay with their job to earn some money.
Okay, good, Baoling. Very good. Okay, so the example she gave is like an office worker who doesn't like working in the office. Maybe they would rather be a musician or an actor, or they would rather be a professional sport player. Okay, play professional basketball or football. All right, but they need to get some regular money, so they have to work at the office job. All right, so that person is never going to be happy with their job because they are not doing what they want, but they have to do it to get some money. So that's very good, Baoling. Okay. Tuan Son,
Yes.
can you give me another example of why someone might not be happy with their job? All right. So the example Baoling gave us was someone who they would rather be doing something else, okay, but they have to do this job because it is regular money, okay? That is one example. Can you give me another one, please?
They will be, they will get pressure
Mm-hmm.
and
Tell me more. They will get pressure. Why will they get pressure?
because the amount of work is big.
Good. Okay. Very good, Tuan Son. That's a good reason. Okay, someone else might not be happy. Maybe they like working their job at the office, all right? But there are not many people at the office, so this poor person has to do everything. Okay, so there's too much pressure on them. So they will not be satisfied. Even maybe they are getting some good money for this, and also maybe they quite like the job, but there is too much of it, too much work. So there's too much pressure, too much stress. So they are not feeling happy with their job. So there are two reasons, everyone. Okay. So we're going to get you to start writing in just a moment. Let me just summarize what we have discovered so far. This is a double question essay. Double question essay means your first body paragraph, okay, is going to be about this part of the question. Your second body paragraph is going to be about this part of the question. This, being the thesis statement, is what you have to paraphrase in your first sentence. In your introduction paragraph, you are going to need to have a paraphrase of this, and then you're going to need, remember what I was saying, a summary of these two things. What is a factor that contributes to job satisfaction? Okay, then how realistic is it that everyone is going to be satisfied with their job? All right. Then, as I say, body paragraph number 1, you talk about this. Body paragraph number 2, you talk about this, and you finish with a conclusion. Does anyone have any questions about that? So that's what you're going to write for me now. While you are writing, I will come around each of you and we will discuss what you wrote last week. Anyone got any questions about that? Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share the document in chat that you are going to write this week's essay on. So you should all be able to see the link in chat. And as I've done for the last few weeks, okay, the class will finish at 11:30, at 11:30, everyone, except for the 3 people who are doing the speaking test. All right, so you have just over 40 minutes to do this. So if this was a real test, you should be able to get all the essay done. Or most of it anyway. So I hope everyone is familiar with the structure. I've mentioned that a few times now, what the structure is for this essay. Introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and conclusion. The same as for every essay. The introduction has a paraphrase, and then 2 sentences. In this case, one about job satisfaction, one about should all workers expect to have job satisfaction. All right, so that's what you're working on between now and 11:30. And as I say, I will come around each of you and we will talk about what you did last week. So, unless you have any questions, please start writing. Thank you. All right, who have I got in the class first? Knock 2, can you hear me?
Yes,
How are you, Knock 2?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, Knock 2. So, can you see on your screen, Knock 2, what you wrote last week
What?
about the
My screen?
museums on your
Oh.
screen?
No, sorry, teacher. My computer is broken, so I have to reset this all, and I lost everything I did last week.
Okay, but can you see what you're looking at your computer now, Knock 2, or what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking in my computer.
Okay, so on your screen now, Knock 2.
Yes,
Okay, what can you see? What can you see on your screen?
I see the as both people spend me time part of the
Okay, right. So I need to show you this. Okay, Knock 2, can you see
yes.
the essay about museums?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. All right, Knock 2, so this is what you wrote last week. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see your paraphrase, you need to actually change this bit, all right, a bit more in your paraphrase.
Yes.
Okay, so I can see what you've done. So instead of writing many museums, you've written some museums. Okay, I can see that. Are free for admission is not correct English, Knock 2. Okay, you can see in red how I have changed it. Okay, so can you please read what I've highlighted, Knock 2?
Some museums have free admission, while
Good. Okay, that's good.
all
So
the
yeah, that's all you need to read, Knock 2. So instead of saying some museums are free for admission, the correct English is some museums have free admission. Okay? Does that make sense, Knock 2?
yes.
Okay, and then you can see what I have changed. This is what you wrote here. While many museums have to pay for admission. Okay, so again, that doesn't make sense. Museums don't pay for admission. It's the customers who pay for admission. Correct, Knock 2? The customers are the ones who pay to get
Yes.
into the museum. Okay, so you can see what I have changed it to here. While others make customers pay for admission tickets. So you need to make sure you're using the correct words. All right, so Knock 2, can you just read this bit for me, please, what I've highlighted?
Some museums have free admission, while others make consumers pay for admission tickets.
Good, okay, so that is how you should paraphrase, this, okay, Knock 2? That is the correct way of doing it. All right, do you have any questions, Knock 2? I'll let you go back to the other essay now, okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Knock 2. Zongha.
Yes.
Okay, Naka. Can you see the museum's essay?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Okay, you can see. So I'm just looking at your paraphrase, Naka. Okay. Is again the English is not quite correct. Okay, you've got many museums ask in payment for admission. All right. Can you see what I have changed it to here? Can you please read that for me, please, Nokha?
Many museums as payment for entry.
Good. Okay. So you can see I have used entry as a synonym for admission. Okay. So for your paraphrase, you need to use more synonyms. Okay, Nokha?
Okay.
Because what you've done, you've copied admission here, all right, and you've used admission here for your paraphrase. You need to make a good paraphrase. You need to think of a synonym for admission, okay? And the one I have chosen is entry. Entry and admission mean the same. Okay.
Okay.
And again, all you've done here, when you did it, all you've done is you've copied off this, haven't you? While others are free. Okay, so again, you need to change this if you want to get good marks for your paraphrase. What did I change it to, Nokha? What have I changed it to?
Have no charge.
Correct. Okay, no charge means the same as free, of course. Okay, so please remember just to use more synonyms when you paraphrase. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions, Nokha?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Feng Ling, can you see what you have written?
Yes.
For the museums. Okay, so your paraphrase wasn't. There are plenty of museums require visitors to pay for entrance. Okay, you have changed the words, which is good, but the English isn't quite correct, Feng Ling. Okay, so you need to have more prepositions.
Yes.
Can you please read my paraphrase, Feng Ling?
Plenty of museums require visitors to pay an entrance fee, while others have free entry. You
Okay.
started well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you started well, okay, but you must work faster. You didn't write very much for the essay last week, Feng Ling. Was there any reason for that?
Well, I don't remember, but I remember that my mom called me, so
Okay, so please try and write some more next week.
yeah.
Sorry, this week.
This
week. This week, yeah. Okay, so you've got some good synonyms, Feng Ling. This is correct. Okay, instead of saying many museums, you've said plenty of museums. Correct. Okay, require visitors to pay for entrance. Okay, is correct. Except you need to say entrance fee, as I have here. Okay, so there are plenty of museums who require visitors to pay an entrance fee, but others have free entry. Okay, so that is what your paraphrase should be. But you've started off okay, Feng Ling, but you just need to keep going, okay?
Yes.
Do you have any questions, Feng Ling? Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, thank you, Feng Ling. I don't think Bao Chan is here this week. No, he's not. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay, shall we? Can you see what you have written here?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Okay, it's not quite correct. So I have changed the English here.
Many
Can you please read that for me, shall we?
Many museums charge an entrance fee while others don't charge visitor anything.
Okay, good. So you need to have many museums charge an entrance fee. Okay.
An entrance fee,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, not the. Okay.
Yes.
Has to be an. Has to be a different article. An entrance fee. Okay. While others don't charge visitors anything. Many museums. Okay.
Yes.
Because I've changed it to that because all you've done here, of course, is copy this.
Yes, okay.
Okay, and if you want to get a better mark for your paraphrase, okay, you can't copy this, okay? Have to think of a different way of saying it.
Okay.
All right, and
Yes.
what I chose was this way of saying it. Instead of saying while others are free, others don't charge, means the same thing.
Yes.
Does that make sense, shall we?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, good. So just remember, you need to do a better paraphrase. Okay, and
Okay.
your vocabulary is pretty good, shall we? Okay, you know a lot of words, so it shouldn't be too hard for you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, thank you, Zhao Wei. Any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Bao Ming.
Hello.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, I'm writing.
Good. Now, did you see the correction I sent you this week
Yes,
for your
I did.
essay last week? Okay. Any questions about that?
Well, not quite.
Okay. So again, just to summarize, again, just looking at what you wrote last week, okay, remember, as I was saying at the beginning of this lesson, in your introduction, okay, you need to put in the case of the museum essay, all right, you need to put in an advantage of charging, all right, and a disadvantage of charging, okay, and what your opinion is.
Oh,
All right. So I found what you wrote last week a little bit confusing.
well,
So remember, for an advantage disadvantage essay, which is what it was last week, okay, you must, in your introduction, you must have what is an advantage of charging, okay, what is a disadvantage of charging, and what do you think? Which one do you think is better? Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay. So like I say, for last week's one, and I hope I made that clear in the email I sent to you, I hope I made that clear what you have to change. Do you have any question?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Okay, good. That's fine, as long as you understand, Michael. So it was good. I mean, you were the only person, by the way, last week who completed the essay. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, I sat back to finish it.
Right. So it's good. You are very diligent, Michael. Very good. Okay, good. You will learn
Thank
very
you.
fast that way. Okay. But as long as you understand my corrections. Okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll check it again
Okay,
after
good.
I finish this one.
Yep, that's fine. All right. Thank you, Michael. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Okay. Just looking at your paraphrase last week, Bao Ling. All right. This part here, many museums offer payment for entrance, is not quite correct. What that means, the way you have written it, is that many museums will pay you to visit,
Yes.
which is not correct, is it? Really? I don't think I've ever been to a museum and they give me money to come inside. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah, so you've got the wrong English, Baoling. Okay, you've got many museums offer payment. Okay, what have I changed it to, Baoling? What have I changed it to?
Ask payment for entrance.
Sorry, Baoling. What was that again?
Many museums ask payment for entrance.
Yes, good. Yeah, they ask payment. Okay, they don't offer. Okay, offer means they give you money.
Yes.
Okay, to ask means they want to take money from you. Okay, so you had the opposite. All right, this is good. Your use of the word here is correct, Belling, whereas, but instead of copying this, others are free, you need to think of a different way of saying that. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, what have I said instead of saying others are free? Belling?
Others don't charge.
Correct. Yeah, others don't charge. Very simple. You know all those words. All right? So just make sure you do a good paraphrase, darling. Okay? Change as many words as you can quickly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Obviously, because you haven't got much time to write all the essay, you don't want to spend a long time thinking of a paraphrase. So you just change as many words as you can, but quickly. Of course, if you can't think of enough words in time, then you keep going, of course, because you need to finish the essay. But you do need to change as many words as you can. Does that make sense, Belling?
Yes.
Okay, good. Any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you, Belling. Kian. Can you hear me, Kian? Is your microphone working yet? Maybe not. I can't hear you. Come back to me when your microphone is working, Kian. Okay, you can still hear me, but I can't hear you. All right, Kian. So looking at what you wrote last week, all right, you will see how I have changed your paraphrase. So you need an article here before entrance. Okay. Some museums nowadays require an entrance fee, while the other ones are free. All right. So you have just copied this here. You need to think of a way of paraphrasing this, which you can see I have done here. Others don't charge. Means the same as others are free. But you need to paraphrase as many words as you can. I hope that makes sense. So as you can see, I've written here, you need to use more synonyms for your paraphrase. So that's all, Kian. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please let me know. Thank you. Tuan Son.
Yes.
Okay, Tuan Son. Can you see what you wrote last week?
Yes.
Okay. Many museums require money to enter, while others are free. Okay, so again, you need to use more synonyms, Tuan Son. You've only changed this here, okay, which is fine, but you need to do more. So you can see here is just copying off what is here. Okay,
Yes.
so you shouldn't do that, Tuan Son, especially for you, because you know many words, Tuan Son. So you can see what I have changed it to. Can you please read what I've changed this to in my paraphrase?
Why other don't charge?
Correct. While others don't charge visitors anything. Okay. So again, I've used very simple language, but I have changed it. All right, which is the main idea. You must change it. Does that make sense, Tuan Son?
Yes.
So you changed a couple of words, okay, and those two words are fine, but you need to do a bit more if you want to get a good mark. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions, Tuan Son?
No.
Okay, thank you. Who's not here? Kak Sung isn't here. Okay. Feng Ling. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Feng Ling, I'm just looking at your paraphrase now for this essay. Okay. Can you think of another way of saying, what did we decide well-being meant?
Well-being.
You need to try and paraphrase this if you can. Okay, instead of just repeating what is in the thesis statement. What is another way of saying an individual's well-being? I'll give you a clue, Feng Ling. Okay, our word begins with H.
Happy.
Yes, happiness in this case.
Happiness.
Okay, so you can have that instead of well-being. Okay. Job satisfaction has become extremely important to an individual's, needs to have an S on the end, sorry, individual's happiness.
Okay.
Okay, that means the same thing. Means the same thing. Does that make sense now?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So any questions, Feng Ling, with the rest of the essay?
No, I don't have any question.
Okay, good. So now you need one sentence talking about some factors that contribute to job satisfaction, and one sentence about should all workers expect to be happy? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you, Feng Ling. Nok Ha.
Yes.
Okay, Nok Ha. Now, your essay, the one you did for the mock test, you had some very creative writing, Nok Ha. Okay. The thing you wrote about solving the puzzle was very good. That's good. But I just need to make some corrections to your basic English. Okay. Just looking at your use here, I'm glad you are using the word phenomenon. Nok Ha, that's great that you remember this word. Okay, this is a sort of word that will have, if you use it correctly, okay, the examiner will be very happy. But I'm not sure you've used it correctly here. The main phenomenon benefits to the satisfy in working is money. Okay, that phrase doesn't make sense, sorry. What are you trying to say, Nok Ha?
It's like I just want to
Yeah,
change
please
the
paraphrase that for me.
original word
Yeah,
fact
what?
into phenomenon.
Okay. The main, I'm just trying to work out, because I think I know what you're trying to say, but the way you've written it doesn't make sense.
Like the main phenomenon
the
which
main
benefits
Yeah, the
the
main phenomenon,
satisfy.
yeah, that is an improvement. The main phenomenon which benefits, the main phenomenon which benefits, yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm not sure if phenomenon is the correct word to put in this sentence, okay? I mean, it's great that you're trying to use it, but I just don't think it is correct for this sentence. I think you could take this out and just talk about benefit would be better. The main benefit that keeps most workers happy is money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you don't actually need the word phenomenon. So phenomenon is not quite the correct word for this. Better to use the word benefit. All right. So forget about this. In fact, I'll take it out now. Okay.
Okay.
So it'll just be the main benefit. The main benefit, let me correct this out, that Whoops, can't spell. What's the next word? Noch ha? In the sentence, what do you think? The main benefit that satisfies most?
Worker.
Is there only one worker?
Workers.
Good. Next. Next word, Noch ha?
Is
Yes. Is what?
money.
Correct. Good. Now you're getting the idea. Okay. So that sentence is now correct English. Okay. So I can take all this out here. Okay. So now your sentence is correct, Noch ha. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Please read that whole sentence for me. This one here, Noch ha.
The main benefit that satisfies most workers is money, which is the main reason why people go to.
Good, Noch ha. So that sentence is now perfect English. Okay. And that's good. So that's how, so you can see phenomenon wasn't quite the right word for that. So now, of course, you need to write a sentence about, is it realistic or is it possible that all workers should be happy at work? Okay.
Actually, I write into one sentence. It's the part like which is the main reason why people
Oh,
go.
okay. Yeah, you need to, yeah, I think you need a separate sentence. Noch ha? Okay. So you do need to have two sentences here. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so remember, one sentence is the paraphrase, that's fine. Then one sentence about the first question, and then a separate sentence about the second. Okay, don't try to make it one sentence, okay?
Okay.
Better to make it into two sentences. That fits the structure better. Right, then it's much easier for the examiner to follow. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
So you need to say something about, is it realistic, okay, or is it possible to make all workers happy? That's what you need. That's what you need to be answering in your next sentence, okay?
Okay.
So sure, you've done the first one correct. You know, what factors contribute to job satisfaction? Well, money is the main benefit or main factor, okay? That's fine. But the next sentence must be about, is it possible for all workers to be happy with their job? Okay, you have to say something about that. Yes or no, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you, Noch ha. Okay, Fung Ni.
Yes.
Sure, I can see you are still working on your introduction. I'll just change one thing, Fung Ni, okay? Looking at your sentence here,
Yes.
okay? Okay, can you just read what I have highlighted, please?
Income and good college are the elements.
Okay, good. So first one, this word here is pronounced colleagues. Colleagues. Can you say that, please, Fung Ni? Yeah, colleagues.
Colleagues.
Colleagues, good. Yeah, this is just pronounced just with the E sound, colleagues, and a hard G, of course, a hard G, not a soft G. So colleagues. You've got are the elements. So the is not correct for me, because if you say are the elements, that makes it sound like they are the only things that make people happy at work. Okay? If you say that. So you need to say something like this. Okay, see what I have changed it to? Can you please read this now, Fong Ni?
Incomes and the good colleagues are two of the elements.
Okay, so I've just said are two of the elements. That means there are more. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, the way you had it, okay, you're just saying income and good colleagues are the only things that make people happy at work, okay, which is not true. There are more than that, all right? So you need to say are two of the elements. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Keep going. Thank you, Fong Ni. Bao Meng, Michael.
Hello.
Okay, Michael, I'm just looking at your very first phrase here, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so like I've said to you before about your speaking, be careful you don't overwrite, okay?
Yeah, I think I did.
Remember, kids, keep it simple, okay? So, for example, okay, just even looking at this first phrase here, while most individuals spend a significant amount of their prime, this is good, your prime is correct, okay? But
Yes.
but you don't need these next two words, okay? So you only use as many words as you need, all right? And these two are not necessary. I can take those out like this.
Yes.
Okay, just read me that phrase now, please, Michael.
While most individuals spend a significant amount of time of their prime working.
That's right. Okay, that's all you need. You don't need to say contributing to working. All right, it doesn't quite make sense. You don't need those words. So just be careful that you are not putting too many words in. All right, just remember to keep it simple. Okay, thank you, Michael. Okay, everyone, I'm just going to stop the share there for the moment. All right, can you please turn your cameras back on, everyone, so I can see you? Thank you, Zhao Wei. Thank you, Bao Ling. Thank you, Fong Ling. Thank you, Kian. Thank you, Bao Meng. Thank you, Viet Ang. I haven't seen any writing from you yet, please, Viet Ang. So can you please write if you have time? Thank you, Fong Ni, Nok Tu, and Nok Ha. Okay, everyone. So that is the end of the lesson. for today. If you have time, I encourage you, please, to continue writing this essay, okay, for the next, however long it takes you to finish, okay? You should have got close to finishing by now because you've had nearly 40 minutes. But if you have time, it will be good practice for you to keep on writing. And if you do that, I will mark it for you, all right, and talk to you about it next week. So like I say, that is the end of the lesson for today. So you can keep writing, please, if you have time. Otherwise, I will see you again. Actually, I don't think there's any lesson next week. Mrs. Ha was telling me it's a holiday next weekend, so no lesson. So I will see you in 2 weeks.
Tuần sau chúng mình nghỉ chứ nhỉ, đúng không? Bởi vì là ngày lễ chắc các bạn thật ra học online thì không ảnh hưởng gì đâu, nhưng thôi cứ để cho các con nghỉ cho thoải mái, nhỡ gì đi về quê về quán thì đấy, đúng không? Muốn nghỉ muốn học.
All right, so can please, so Nok Ha, Fung Ling, and Fung Ni, please
Okay.
stay for the speaking test, okay? So that's Nok Ha, Fung Ling, and Fung Ni. You are doing the speaking test with me now. So the rest of you, you are free to go if you want. Otherwise, keep working on the essay. And like I say, I will mark it and send it to you in the next week or so if you want to keep working. Otherwise, everyone, hope you have a happy week. Hope you have a happy holiday if you're going away next weekend. And I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Ciao, tạm biệt. Ciao, tạm biệt, everyone. Get